Hi there, this is Lisa, and oh my gosh, it's been a while since I've been here, but I'm so happy to see you again. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I don't know how you found me, but thank you very much for subscribing. And my plan is to kind of kick things back into gear a little bit, talking about all kinds of things and maybe even some woo related things, non-woo related things, all the things. I will talk about all the things. As you can notice, the hair color is very different. And I have to say, when I first did this, and I sort of I went a little bit of purple on my dark hair, and that was cool. And then I did a little bit more pink, and that was cool. And then I was like, well, we're going all the way. We're going to do it all in blue. As you can see, it's all turquoise blue. And when I got it done, I was immediately sorry that I had done it because I was not bold enough for that hair. I wasn't. And I was like, what did I do? And if it wasn't for what it cost me to have it done and what it would cost me to redo it, I would have gone back to my dark brown immediately. And so I'm glad that I had a little bit of constraint and some better sense about me, because what I found out was when your soul leads the way, it's a good idea to follow, even if it's really hard and even if you're supremely uncomfortable, because probably about the third week I had it, I was like, you know what? I like my blue hair. I like my blue hair. And I cannot tell you how many comments I get from people out in the public. Hey, I like your hair. Hey, cool. Look at that. Ooh. And every time I just beam because I think my soul requested this and I said yes. And the other day I just saw a picture of myself with my regular brown, dark brown hair. And I was like, oh no, that's too boring now. I don't want to go back to that. And I might at some point, but right now I am very, very happy with my blue hair. My husband and I have a joke about the blue haired ladies cafe, which is when I make coffee in the morning, I'm in the cafe. So I'm very pleased with it. I'm just happy with that in general. And my fear about standing out and being too noticed fell by the wayside. And it's just what it is now. And I really like it. So I'm really pleased with that. And bless my soul, it always, always, always knows where the next place to go is. And my work as a human is to go, all right, I'll go with you. I'm not sure about it, but I'll go with you. So the question I really have for you is, where is your soul guiding you? Are you brave enough to follow it? And what do you do in that little space of time where you're like, oh, this was a very bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. That's always the challenging part. When you shift vibration and then you move up and everything goes kind of berserko because you've left the space where you were before vibrationally and you've moved to a different space. And so the distance between the two is the dust that gets kicked up. And I learned long ago from a teacher, when that happens, that's a sign that you're doing it right. If no dust is kicked up, then you're not far enough out of your comfort zone. So if the dust gets kicked up, just stay there, just stay right where you are and keep walking, because that's a sign that you're heading into the next right vibration. So don't be afraid of that. Don't run back to where you were, even if it's tempting. And you know what? You can run back to that. You absolutely can. And you can try again. And you can try again, knowing that some dust is going to get kicked up. Okay, I'm going to know that now. And then when I go, I'm going to just run through the dust and see what happens. So my last video was about the awareness that my mom was a narcissist and that it created trauma for me that I wasn't even aware of. I know that there were some things that were wonky, but the thing that I was talking about before was that I felt very loved by my mom. And it wasn't until my dad died when I was 14 that she just like lost her shit. She just did. And I didn't understand what was the difference. So I've begun working with a therapist whom I love her, love her, love her, love her. And she said, well, your dad anchored your mom. He kept her grounded. He kept her moving. And because he required a lot, my dad was very sick, and he required a lot of her attention, she was just in that mode. And then when he died, she just broke and she didn't know how to put the pieces back together. And so I think that's when that maybe that narcissism that she had been trying to keep in the background came rolling out and directed at me. And it wasn't just me, it was a lot of people in my family. She was particularly mean to her mother, my grandmother, and her one sister, her younger sister. We all couldn't figure that out. So I'm working on dealing with all the things that I have not acknowledged were challenging for me. And it is difficult. I went to therapy. I've been in therapy many times in my life. I love therapy. And the therapy that I did when I was 30, like junior high school compared to master's level where I am now. And I think that's really because it's a function of where I am. And that will be the same for you too. You could have many different experiences of therapy. That something that's just immediate and you need help in that moment and then you're fine. Or you might need a longer version to kind of help you like get up and rolling and going in the good direction. And sometimes, like me, you're uncovering years of trauma that you didn't deal with, you didn't want to deal with, and all of that. So I'm very thankful that I am in therapy and that I am with my blue hair and that I am willing, with the help of my guides and my teachers and my buddy Prince, to figure things out and really like get my life moving in a way that makes me happy. And that's authentically me, because I think I've been pretending to be someone, not not in a fake way, but in a way like, that like, be a good girl, do the good things, that kind of thing, when I apparently have an inner rebel. Who knew? Well, who knew? We all knew. I have an inner rebel that really wanted to come out, and now's her time. So I'm letting her come out with the help of my wonderful therapist and my very supportive husband and my friends who are listening to me as I go through this process. So I'm just catching you up on things. I am doing a spirit guide workshop this coming Sunday, July 18th. I'll put the information in the bottom there in the description section. But I've been working with spirit guides so closely for almost 20 years. And I have a really good sense of how they want us to work with them, because if we are the stewards of our own potential, then things are a lot better. You don't look to them for, oh, what do you think I should do? They don't know. They don't know. They can give you guidance if you say to them, here's what I'd like to do. Thoughts? Anybody? Thoughts? And so I want to teach you how to work with your guides and teachers in spirit in a way that really speaks to your self-authority. And I learned that very early on. And I had a little wonkiness when I first started working with Prince, because his energy was just so that I was like, okay, whatever you say, I'll do it. My friend was like, why are you doing that? It's your show. He's a guest star on your show. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at him and he was like, I've been waiting for you to figure that out. So once he and I got our roles figured out, it's been a very sweet partnership ever since. And I would never be where I am without him. And I consider him my master teacher in this life, all through my whole life, honestly. So I want to teach you how to work with your guides and teachers in spirit from a place of inner self-authority, so that you're working as a team. They're not above you, you're not below them, you're all here. Okay, so I'll put the information below. It's just $47. It's a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon. And I'm going to talk a little bit. We're going to have an experience of connecting with your guides. And I'll give you a little workbook that you can work on that when you go home, or you'll be home because it's all on Zoom, but you can work on that after the class. Just as something fun, just to play. I don't look at spirituality as a very serious thing. I really look at it as, how much fun can I have with this and still get what I need? So that's how I'm going into the workshop. I'd love you to be there if that's something that you'd like. It's also going to be recorded. So if you can't be there in person, no worries. I'm recording it. I'll send you the link. You can look at the video, watch along with things. But I'd love for you to come if that interests you. Okay, I will talk to you next time. Hopefully it won't be 3 months before I show up again. See ya. Bye.